Last time on Matonga Z. I mean, previously on Mega Man 6. Anime references. And now... Hello, Ron Mithril here once again, getting back to the Mega Man 6 Fortress Stage Perfect runs. It's time for Mr. X's Castle, Stage 4. Which, for some reason, takes away the Mr. X logo. Weird. Anyway. Final stage time. Let's do this. As soon as you land on this platform, it spins around and gets all spiky and pointy. It's there because... reasons. Seriously, it's the only one in the stage, and it doesn't really add anything to it. It's kinda like those donut blocks from a couple of stages ago that's just kinda there. You have to be kinda careful around all these cannons. It can be easy to be trapped by all their shots. But now the nemesis returns. Birds! These particular birds are known as Pete. Essentially, they're evil copies of Beat. Knowing how they work helps a lot. Once the egg hatches, Pete tries to fly in a direct line toward where you were when it did so. You can kinda use that to your advantage to try and sneak around them. The main problem is they do attack in large numbers, and usually with other enemies like those wall cannons. So another branching path, we're headed this way since it doesn't require utilities. For simple enemy design, I still really like Colton. Just very stylish, and also it's kind of a neat reference that since they're shooting like Old West 6 shooters, it takes 6 shots to destroy them. So here's where the paths meet up again, and now it's time for the most dangerous room in the stage. There's a lot going on here. Lots and lots of birds to dodge, and a bit of precision dodging right here. Careful jump, and we're through. Okay, that's another of those areas that makes me kinda nervous. But now, it's time to confront Mr. X. And so we battle the X-Crusher. If you're careful about dodging his shockwaves, you can kinda hide over here in this corner for the whole fight. After the first 3 go through, those are the most dangerous ones. From here on out, if you don't get greedy, the battle is pretty simple. You can usually get 2 shots per swing. Just concentrate more on dodging the shots and you should be fine. Just a little bit more. And there we go. Mr. X has been defeated. And his scheme for world domination is missing an E. But he still has enough power to destroy us. Mr. X was wily the whole time? No way! Let the final battle begin. But that's a story for another day. For now, outtakes. Enjoy! Make sure that the Peets don't trap you, and don't slow down here. Bugger! They're more or less an evil counterpart to Beat. And they are really good at trapping you. That was a little closer than I would have liked. Hey! Bugger! Blasted bird! You really have to be careful about luring them around here. I don't really know what I was planning there, but it didn't work. Lots and lots of birds. I thought I had room to sneak under that. I guess not. Stupid birds! These particular birds are known as Pete. Basically, they're an evil hitbox. Pete's still giving you trouble? Well, if you use the power adapter... Bird Factory is closed. So long as that block is in place, no further Petes will emerge. Of course, you can't do this all the time. It really depends on there being one of those blocks right next to one of the tubes. Still interesting that you can do this, though. And so, alternate path time. We'll need Jet to get up there at all. And then we're either going to need to keep using it, or switch to the power adapter to get past that block. What's in the box? What's in the box? Absolutely nothing. Well, that's pretty disappointing. Mostly this path just involves dealing with the bad Scrabble-Hand jellyfish, and hurrying up and waiting for them to self-destruct. It's not exactly the most rewarding nor the most interesting alternate path, but it sure is here. I guess it gives you an extra life, so there is that. And we drop down here, and this is where it all meets back up. So it gets you past the room with the Coltons if you're nervous about those bottomless pits, I guess. So much like the Rounder 2 fight, you can actually use the power adapter to do silly things against the X-Crusher. Though honestly, I don't know how much I'd recommend doing this. The hitboxes are kinda inconsistent, both in hitting him and the X-Crusher hitting you. It does count as a weakness, though, so it's high risk, high reward. It certainly works. So before we really get going with the analysis, just one silly thing that I kinda want to point out here that gave me a good laugh. Over at Sprites Incorporated, where I get all the sprite work for the difficulty analysis cards, they don't even pretend. The X-Crusher sprites are not located along with the rest of the Mega Man 6 Fortress bosses, but are instead included with the Universal Dr. Wily sprites. So, yeah, that kind of amused me. So anyway, on to business. In the previous video, someone asked me if I knew of a particular stage that on first glance looked a lot more intimidating than it actually was. I think we may have a contender here. I give Mr. X's Castle Stage 4 a 3 out of 10. After all the precision hitbox dodging in the last stage, this one is far easier by comparison. Dealing with the Petes becomes far easier once you know how their tracking works, and thus how to get around it. There are a few things here and there that can catch you, like if you time dealing with the wall cannons wrong, and that final stretch is rather hectic, but overall, it's simpler to deal with than things were in the last stage. The X-Crusher, meanwhile, getting past those first 3 shots, it does take some careful jumping. If you jump too high, you'll crash into the X-Crusher's hitbox, which sometimes feels a little bigger than it looks like it should be. Once you get past the first 3 shots, though, it times out pretty nicely to where you don't really have to worry about that quite as much. Get past that first bit, and the rest of the fight's quite simple. So a pretty simple stage overall with one hectic part, but if you really practice it and learn the timing, it isn't that bad. It just takes some getting used to, really. And thus we close out Mr. X's Castle with a 3 out of 10. So with that, that's the end of this one. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the vid, and I shall see you again next time as we follow those eyebrows. Until then, fare thee well.